Hey, what's going on? You know who it is, you know what it is. All right, Peep Game, this your boy Tam Biz. All right, check this out. All right, so I saw an excellent video by Blue Blood Sports TV. Go to subscribe to his channel. All right, so basically he played some audio from Teddy Atlas, and he was breaking down the Canelo fight. And they was talking and Teddy Atlas and somebody was talking about the score, and Teddy Atlas broke this down. And I caught everything Teddy Atlas was saying. Now, I went and did a little research myself. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Now, I'm going to get to the good part. And this is for those who've been on my channel for years. I've said this several times, too. Breaking down Canelo fights. And I explain to people why I don't get up for Canelo fights. And why a lot of people don't get up for Canelo fights. But I'm going to tell you right now, Teddy Atlas probably won't ever work. I can promise you this much. Teddy Atlas won't ever get to call a professional fight ever again. And I give Teddy Atlas credit on his honesty and calling it right down the middle. Or he tries to. I mean, I'll try to do the same thing. At the end of the day, when it comes to covering boxing, a lot of times you're muzzled and you're not allowed to tell the truth. You're not allowed to say what you really think, because you're in fear of not getting credentialed. You're in fear of the fighters ostracizing you and not talking to you. You know. So you could just put yourself in a position where you could get ostracized, blackballed, whiteballed, whatever you want to call it. You know. Because as I said before, these fighters, these promoters, they all watch these videos. You know, the communication companies, they watch all these videos. You know, so at the end of the day, all it takes is for you to say something that one fighter don't like. He's gonna go whine into the promoter. Then the promoter will call whoever they have doing, you know, the PR people or the communications company, whoever they have issuing the credentials, and they'll say, hey, don't credential this dude because he said this. This really goes on. All it takes is for a fighter or a promoter or whatever, or a manager not to like, or a trainer not to like one comment that you make, and then you could be ostracized. But I just wanted to get to that because, like I said, Teddy Atlas won't ever call a professional fight. So like I said before, I don't always agree with Teddy Atlas' assessment, but I've talked about this before. And once again, shout out to Blue Blood Sports, excellent video. But let me get to me and what I've been saying, who've been on my channel for years. And this is why I was explaining before this fight why I don't get up for Canelo fights, and why a lot of people are not excited about watching Canelo fight, and also why I never thought that Canelo was the consensus #1 pound-for-pound fighter, because it's always a question mark around the Canelo fights. But nevertheless, it appears that Canelo was given the first 4 rounds of his fight with Bivol. He was given the first 4 rounds. Now, watching that fight, okay? Watching that fight, this is just real talk. Out of the first 4 rounds, you probably can make an argument that Bivol won 3 of them. Okay? Maybe Canelo eased one out or stole a round. But Canelo to be given on all of the judges' scorecards the first 4 rounds, and anybody with a blind eye can see that there's no way possible that Canelo won the first 4 rounds. Now, how many times have I made videos saying why it's so hard to get a decision versus Canelo? How many times have you heard me say, when you fight Canelo, you are automatically down 3 to 4 rounds. And you have to catch up. How many times have you heard me say that? So this proves what I've been saying and what a lot of other people have been saying. Let's go back to the Caleb Plant fight. Now, if you're watching a live broadcast and you're listening to the Showtime analyst call the fight, Steve Farhood's scoring. Now, Canelo did stop Caleb Plant. But if you look at the scorecards, they had Canelo in cruise control of that fight. He had an overwhelming lead. And I was thinking to myself, what fight are they watching? Now, of course, I got a lot of backlash from Canelo fans, like somebody cares what they think, saying I was hating and and I said this before, and I stand by it. Up until the stoppage, I thought Caleb Plant had a pretty substantial lead. And many of the people that I was talking to, texting at the same time, they thought the same thing. And they were wondering, what is Showtime talking about? So everybody was like, here we go. So this is why I was trying to tell you guys why I don't get up for Canelo fights. So this proves what I've been saying and what a lot of people suspect. Now look, you guys, I get it. I'm going to make people mad. I'm going to get called a hater. I'm going to get called all kind of... I don't care. Because a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. But I've said this. I've been saying this for years. How do you have Canelo up automatically 4 rounds? Did those did those judges get up and go get food or something? For real. And anybody that saw the end result of that fight with Dimitri Bivol, like I said, you would be nice to give Canelo 4 rounds. Oscar tried to say that he thought Canelo won at least 4 rounds, and then I heard he retracted and said, okay, Canelo won about 3 rounds. Anybody that saw that fight know that Canelo was thoroughly dominated. He got beat up. And it could have been worse. And if you look at the highlights and you look at some of the footage in slow motion where Bivol had Canelo pent up against the ropes, Bivol, like I said, if he would have turned on the gas, he probably could have stopped Canelo. Okay? And now Canelo is visibly shaken because things didn't go his way. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to just say it. I'm going to just go on and say it. It looked like a score was already possibly predetermined. It looked like 7-5 was already in the cards. Possibly. I'll just say possibly. It looked like this fight was going to be scored, or supposed to be scored, 7-5. But Bivol obviously dominated. It was so visibly that Bivol was winning the fight. To be honest with you, it would have been no way you could have a panel or discuss this fight and try to say that Canelo won this fight, because he didn't win this fight. But my problem is for everybody that's sitting up here saying, well, why are we attacking Canelo and kicking him while he down? We ain't kicking nothing. We can say what we want to say. Like I said, this is our job. It's our job to critique. It's our job to break down these fights. I'm sorry if we're not complying with a script. I'm sorry if we're not saying what you want us to say. That's just the way it is. If you're going to ostracize us or get mad at us for telling the truth, you guys are making the sport look bad, not us. So we're not supposed to say what's obviously going on right before our eyes. So we supposed to ignore it. We have an obligation to the people that watch our channels to tell the truth and call it as fair down the line as possible. Whether stands or fans, you know what I'm saying, or creeps or stalkers or whatever they are, like it or not. That's just the bottom line. Like I said, I'm not worried about you Canelo fans being mad at me. I don't care. I'm going to say what needs to be said. I don't give a damn. I'm sorry if it doesn't fit your narrative. Like I said, don't come on here popping off at the mouth when I say something that you don't like. But this has been going on for years. It's always something weird when it comes to Canelo scoring. So this proves what I've been saying. I've been saying this for years. Anybody that followed my channel, how many times have I said when you fight Canelo, you are automatically down 3 to 4 rounds? And Dimitri Bivol, according to the judges, lost the first 4 rounds. And he basically had to play catch up. So there you have it. I'll rest my case. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.